Yo, welcome to Physics with Vinay. This is the first video in the rare series. I'm really excited about this. It's about a paradox that apparently occurs in RL circuits. Have a look. Consider a loop of length L. It has some inductance L, self-inductance, and it has some resistance R. And let's say initially there is some current I0 in the loop. And the loop has some thickness, which I have drawn here. I have drawn a section of that loop. So this thickness is what is shown by this green shaded area, and the cross sectional area, that green shaded area, is A. So since there is no external battery, this current will decay. This is a standard RL decay circuit, and I am writing the standard circuit equation: minus LdI by dt minus IR is 0. So I am assuming you are familiar with this equation, and if you integrate this, it will lead to an exponentially decaying current as a function of time. Here I0 is the initial current and R is the resistance, L is the inductance. Then if you were to calculate the total heat produced, you can do it by I square R dt, where I square is the power generated in the resistance. The total heat produced till infinite time, so 0 to infinity, you will get it as half Li0 squared. So this is basically just a statement of conservation of energy, that all the initial magnetic energy in the inductance is lost in the form of heat by the time current becomes 0. So this is just conservation of energy. Initially there is only magnetic energy in the inductor, and eventually after a long time current becomes 0. So the magnetic energy has disappeared, but since energy has to be conserved, it has gotten converted to heat because of the resistance. Now, one point of issue here is that if current decreases, then the electron velocity also decreases. And if electron velocity decreases, kinetic energy decreases, and by the time the current becomes 0, the kinetic energy will also become 0. Initially, since there was some current, the electrons had some kinetic energy, and finally that kinetic energy will go to 0. So where did that kinetic energy go? Is this a violation of conservation of energy? So let's answer this question. So the actual equation should include the kinetic energy of electrons. So what we were doing here is actually an approximation. Energy conservation is never violated in physics, and if you have an equation that looks like is violating conservation of energy, then that equation is either wrong or is maybe modified because of some approximations. In this situation, we should write half Li0 square is the initial magnetic energy, the energy stored in the magnetic field, plus the initial kinetic energy. This is the initial kinetic energy of the electrons. All of that decreases to 0 as the current goes to 0 after a long time. So all of that gets converted to heat, and this is the correct equation. What happens is, when we actually write the circuit equation for RL circuits, this kinetic energy is usually ignored because it gets dissipated very quickly because of the resistance, and because of the small mass of electrons, this term is usually negligible. But this fact is not mentioned usually in textbooks. So let us figure out what actually happens if we do not ignore this kinetic energy. So kinetic energy of electrons can be written as half mv squared, where m is the total mass of all the free electrons. Let me say n is the free electron density, number of electrons per unit volume, and let's say small m is the mass of one electron. So what will be the total mass of all the electrons? Mass of one electron into the number of electrons per unit volume into the volume. So A into L is my volume of the loop. So this is the total mass of all the free electrons. So what I am trying to do here is I am trying to convert this equation in terms of current, and how I can do that is, I know a relation between velocity and current, which is this: I is equal to NEAV. This is a standard equation for current. So I can just express V in terms of I, And what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute this velocity in the kinetic energy. I'm going to substitute this total mass of electrons in the kinetic energy and look at what we get. So you can substitute it yourselves and check that we get this expression. So can you see we get kinetic energy as half into something into I squared. This looks very familiar, very similar to half Li squared. In fact, we call this term here as the kinetic inductance. It is like the inductance associated with the electrons because of the kinetic energy of the electrons. So it is a term known as kinetic inductance. This kinetic inductance is usually negligible, which is why you may never have encountered it in the usual questions in RL circuits. But here we are analyzing what happens if we do not ignore it. So this is the expression for the kinetic inductance, ml by ne square a. M is the mass of one electron, L is the loop length, A is the area, cross-sectional area of the loop, N is the free electron density, and E is the charge of the electron. Let's look at what this kinetic inductance, what consequence this kinetic inductance has on our equations. Now the total energy of the circuit cannot simply be written as half Li squared because we have to include the kinetic energy of the electrons. But the kinetic energy of the electrons can be written as half Lk I squared, which is what we had shown here. So now it becomes very simple. You can see that the total energy, instead of what we used to write earlier as half Li squared, now it has become half L plus Lk I squared. So it is simply as if we have replaced L by the net inductance, where the net inductance is the self inductance plus the inductance associated with the electrons, which is what was called kinetic inductance. That's what I have written here, the net inductance L plus Lk. So how will our equation change? We saw this equation for current was I naught e raised to minus RT by L. All you have to do is replace L by the net inductance, that's it. So now the current equation will be I is I naught e raised to minus RT by L net, where L net is self inductance plus the kinetic inductance. So pretty much in all RL circuits, if you ever have to include the kinetic energy of electrons, simply replace L by the net inductance. Let's also look at what happens when we have a battery in the circuit. So if I have a battery of EMF E, we all know, I'm assuming that you know this basic equation for the charging of an inductor. E by R 1 minus e raised to minus RT by L is our usual equation, but instead of L, what will we have now? L net. Simple. If you were to write the circuit equation, you will have E minus IR minus L di by dt is 0. This is the usual circuit equation for a loop having inductance, resistance and a cell. Again, just replace L by L net. Now let us also just derive this circuit equation from basics. Here I am just telling you to replace L by L net everywhere. So to solve questions, that is the way to do it. But just for a satisfactory derivation, let us see how we can derive this from basics. So I am going to do it using energy considerations. Work done by battery, some of the work is going to go into the increase in the energy of the circuit and the rest is going to be lost as heat. This is simply energy conservation. So that is what I am going to do. The rate of work done by the battery is EMF into current. So this is again a basic equation that I am assuming you know. What is the energy stored in the circuit? The magnetic energy plus the kinetic energy. We saw I can write this as half L net I squared now, because L net is L plus Lk. So the work that the battery does, some of it is going to increase this energy and the rest is being lost as heat in the resistance. So let me write that equation. Let me write rate of energy supplied by the battery as EI. What is the rate of increase of the circuit energy, which is half L net I squared, uska derivative, plus what is the rate at which heat is being lost, I squared R. So the rate at which energy is being supplied by the battery is the rate at which energy is increasing in the circuit, and the rest is being lost as heat. And if I just quickly differentiate I squared, I'll have 2I di by dt, and then just divide by I on both sides, and you will get back your circuit equation. So this is a very logical proof for the circuit equation where we see that inductance has to be replaced by L net. Usually in metals, practically, I'm talking about what happens practically in reality. In metals, this kinetic inductance is very negligible, so pretty much you don't have to bother about that, because the kinetic energy of the electrons gets dissipated very quickly because of the resistance. However, in superconductors, kinetic inductance plays an important role, because there the kinetic energy of electrons is not dissipated because there is no resistance. So superconductor means resistance is 0. So this is a question in Pathfinder, the electromagnetic induction के chapter में. There is a question, check your understanding, question 9. So this question asks you to consider the kinetic inductance. So it does not say it explicitly. Let me just read the question once. A ring of mean radius r and a cross-sectional area A is made of a perfectly conducting wire. So perfectly conducting wire meaning the resistance is 0. So it is, you can say it's a superconductor. Inductance L of the ring is so small that the inertia of free electrons cannot be neglected in the current building process. What does the sentence mean? That you can no longer ignore the effect of mass of electron. That effect is basically kinetic energy. And indirectly the question is saying you cannot ignore kinetic inductance. Alright, so I am not going to read the rest of the question. I am going to leave this question up to you to solve, and in the next video I am going to be discussing this question. Using the concepts that I have taught you in this video, you should be able to solve this question. Only one thing, they ask you find the current in the ring after it is turned through an angle of 90 degree, but they haven't said about which axis. So ये जो axis है, it should be along the diameter and perpendicular to the magnetic field. This is your axis of rotation. The ring is rotated about that axis by 90 degrees. Now you should be able to do this question, and I will anyway post the solution for this in my next video. So hopefully you guys have understood the concept of kinetic inductance, and see you guys. Good night.